I never thought grief could feel like this, like a slow burn under the skin, turning everything raw. It had been 4 months since Jack died in that freak accident on the highway outside Tucson, Arizona. Our little ranch-style home in the outskirts felt too big without him. The kind of quiet that echoes. His cowboy boots still sat by the door, scuffed from years of hiking the red rocks, and his favorite mug hung on the hook in the kitchen. But the truck? That old Ford F-150 sat in the driveway like a relic, gathering dust under the relentless desert sun. Every time I passed it, I'd remember how he'd tease me about my city girl driving, always adjusting the seat too far back. This morning, though, something cracked inside me. I couldn't ignore it anymore. It was time to let go.
Or at least start.
My hands shook as I grabbed the keys from the hook. The Arizona heat was already rising, the air shimmering off the asphalt. I slid into the driver's seat, inhaling that familiar mix of leather and his aftershave, faint now, but still there. "All right, Jack," I whispered. "Let's get this over with." I was planning to sell the truck soon. The mechanic down in town had already given me a quote. First, though, I had to clean it out. I started in the back. Old maps of the Grand Canyon trails we'd hiked. A forgotten water bottle. One of Lily's hair ties from when she was little. Then the glove box. Insurance papers. A multi-tool. Some napkins from that roadside diner in Sedona. But tucked way back, under a stack of receipts, was a small black thumb drive. No label, just matte black plastic. I turned it over in my palm, frowning. Jack wasn't the type to hide gadgets. He was straightforward. Or so I'd thought. Curiosity got the better of me. I took it inside, plugged it into my laptop on the kitchen table. A single folder popped up. For Emily. My heart skipped. That was me. Inside were files, scans of letters, photos,
Audio clips.
I clicked the first document. A scanned handwritten note. Jack's blocky script stared back. "Emily, if you're reading this, I'm gone. And you deserve the truth." My breath caught. He mentioned names I didn't know, Maria and Ethan. I open a photo next, Jack standing in what looked like a park in Phoenix. Arm around a woman with warm brown eyes. A boy about 8 clinging to his leg. The kid had Jack's chin. His easy grin. The room tilted. I gripped the table, staring. Another photo, Jack and the boy at a baseball game. Hot dogs in hand, laughing under stadium lights. This couldn't be real. We'd been married 12 years. Raised Lily together in this dusty corner of the West. He was the guy who coached her little league team, who surprised me with wildflowers from the canyons. And now this? A hidden family? I wasn't raging yet, just numb. Like the desert wind had sucked the air from my lungs.
Who were they?
Why the secrecy? My mind raced. Affair? Love child? But Jack had always been home. Always present. Or had he? Those business trips to Phoenix for his construction job, were they lies? I didn't cry.
Instead,
I dug deeper. An audio file, Jack's voice. Rough from years of yelling over job sites. "Emily, I never meant to hurt you. Maria's just someone I helped. Ethan's not mine biologically." But it cut off mid-sentence. My stomach twisted. I had to know more. One file had bank statements, monthly transfers to Maria Valdez.
Small amounts.
Consistent for 5 years. An address in a rundown neighborhood in South Phoenix. That was it. I grabbed my keys again. Told Lily I was running errands. She was glued to her phone. Typical 13-year-old, and hit the road. The drive south was a blur of saguaro cacti and billboards for casinos. Phoenix sprawled out. Hotter than Tucson. The air thick with smog. The address led to a faded apartment complex. Stucco walls cracking under the sun. Kids playing in a patchy courtyard. I parked across the street, heart pounding. What was I doing? Confront her? Demand answers? Before I could chicken out, the door to Unit 12 swung open. There she was, Maria. I assumed, carrying a laundry basket, the boy trailing behind. Ethan. He had that same lanky build as Jack. Dark hair flopping over his forehead. She knelt to fix his shoelace. Her laugh light, affectionate. They didn't look like homewreckers. They looked normal, tired, but real. Ethan pulled a keychain from his pocket, leather, hand-stitched, just like the one Jack made for me on our anniversary. My throat closed. This wasn't casual help. This was personal. I watched them walk to the bus stop, Ethan skipping a bit. Then I drove home, mind reeling. Back in our kitchen, staring at Lily's school photo on the fridge. It hit me. 2 kids. One life in the light. One in the shadows. What kind of man had I married? The one who built our life here? Or the one hiding another? I didn't know. But the ache was settling in, deep and unshakable. That night, I couldn't sleep. The ceiling fan whirred overhead, but my thoughts spun faster. Why hide it if it was innocent? Fear of misunderstanding? Or something worse? By dawn, I was back at the laptop, combing files. More photos. Jack teaching Ethan to ride a bike in a desert park. Maria smiling in the background. Letters from Jack. Maria. Ethan's a good kid. Reminds me of Lily at that age.
No romance.
But care, deep care. It stung like salt in a wound. I should have confronted it head-on. But instead, I tried normalcy. Made tacos for dinner. Asked Lily about school. She chattered about her science project on solar energy, perfect for our sunny state. But inside, I was fracturing. Then disaster. I left the drive plugged in. Lily found it while using my laptop for homework. Mom, her voice cracked from the living room. I rushed in. She was pale. Screen showing Jack with Ethan. Who's that boy? Why's Dad? Tears welled. I sank beside her. Lily. Honey. I just found out. It's complicated. Is he Dad's son? Do I have a brother? Her words hit like a punch. I explained what little I knew, help for a struggling mom.
No affaire parent.
But she pulled away. You hid this from me? Like Dad hid from us. She stormed upstairs, slamming her door. I sat there, staring at the photo. Jack looked happy. At peace. Part of me hated him. Part missed him fiercely. How do you mourn a ghost when the real man was a stranger? The silence in our house grew thicker than the summer dust storms rolling in from the desert. Lily barely spoke to me, her eyes shadowed with betrayal. I'd catch her staring at old photos of Jack, us at the rodeo in Prescott, him teaching her to fish in the Salt River. Was any of it real? She'd mutter once, voice breaking. I didn't have answers. The law side nagged at me too. If this was child support or something, why no formal papers? Arizona's family courts are strict on that stuff. No hidden obligations without records. But Jack's files showed wire transfers, not court orders. Was it voluntary? Blackmail? I needed facts. 2 days later, I drove back to Phoenix alone. The heat waves danced on the interstate, mirroring my churning thoughts. I parked outside Maria's complex, gathered my nerve, and knocked on Unit 12. The door creaked open. She stood there in jeans and a tank top, hair tied back, eyes widening in recognition. Emily, she said softly. How did she know my name? Jack talked about you, she explained, stepping aside. Come in if you want. Her place was modest, mismatched furniture, kid drawings taped to the fridge, the scent of fresh tortillas.
No luxury.
Just survival. She offered iced tea. I accepted. Hands unsteady. Is Ethan Jackson? I blurted. She shook her head.
No. Not like that.
Relief mixed with confusion. She sat across from me at the Formica table. I met Jack 5 years ago at the ER in Phoenix. Ethan had asthma bad, flare-up from the dust. No insurance. I was a mess. Crying in the waiting room. Jack was there for a work buddy's accident.
He saw me.
Asked if I was okay. Paid for the inhaler. Sat with me till Ethan stabilized. I listened,
Piecing it together.
She was a single mom, white-dressing nights, barely scraping by after her ex bailed. Jack kept in touch, helped with rent once, then groceries, school supplies. He never crossed lines, she insisted. Talked about you and Lily constantly. Said you were his rock. Building that life in Tucson. Why the secrecy? He worried you'd think it was an affair. Said he tried to tell you once but chickened out. She pulled an envelope from a drawer. He left this for you. I took it. Throat tight. Outside. Kids laughed in the courtyard, normal life. While mine unraveled. I don't want your money or pity, Maria said. Just wanted Ethan to have a male role model. Jack was kind. That's all. Driving home. The envelope burned in my purse. Was this betrayal or quiet heroism? Arizona's community property laws meant if he'd hidden assets, it could mess with inheritance. But these transfers were small. From his personal account.
No fraude parent.
But the emotional fraud? That cut deeper. I waited 2 days to open it. Alone in our bedroom with the AC humming. 2 letters. One for me. One for Lily. Mine started. Emily? My love. If this found you, I'm sorry for the pain. I never cheated, swear, honor vows at that chapel in Vegas. He explained meeting Maria during a low point, her struggle reminding him of his own mom back in Wyoming. I couldn't walk away. Started with help. Became like family. But I hid it 'cause I was scared of losing you. Of complicating our perfect life.
Tears blurred the ink.
Ethan's not mine by blood. But I cared for him like a son. Taught him knots. Like I taught Lily. Forgive me for being a coward. You deserved better. The letter for Lily. I didn't open it. But knew it'd echo the same. Relief washed over me. Not full, but enough to dull the edges. Jack wasn't a villain. He was human. Flawed. Trying to do right in a messy world. But the hurt lingered. That night, I knocked on Lily's door. She was sketching cacti under her lamp. Got something from Dad. Her eyes lit. First spark in days. She took the envelope. Fingers trembling. He wrote before the accident, I said. For if we ever found out. She nodded. Curling up with it. I left her to it, hoping his words could bridge what mine couldn't. The next morning, she emerged red-eyed but steadier. He said he loved us most. That helping them was like paying it forward. From how Grandma helped him. We talked, really talked. About trust. Secrets. How even good people screw up. Arizona's dry air felt lighter. But questions remained. How to move forward. Ignore them? Or weave this thread into our tapestry? Lily surprised me. Maybe we should meet them. See for ourselves. My heart swelled. You sure? She nodded. Dad would have wanted that. Right? No more hiding. We planned a visit for the weekend. The drive to Phoenix felt different, nervous, but purposeful. Maria met us at the door. Ethan peeking shyly. Lily froze. Arms crossed.
This is Lily, I said.
Maria smiled warmly.
E.
Want some lemonade? Fresh from the market.
Ethan waved.
Hey. Lily mumbled back. We sat awkwardly in the living room, toys scattered like landmines. Ethan showed Lily his model car, Jack's gift. Apparently,
Dad,
Jack helped build it. Lily's eyes softened. He built one with me too. A truck. By the end.
no miracles.
But a thaw. Ethan gave Lily a shy grin. She asked about his school. On the way home, Lily said, "They're okay." Not what I thought. I nodded. Life's full of surprises. That visit planted a seed. We returned weekly, short at first, building to longer. Lily and Ethan bonded over video games, desert stories. Maria shared recipes. I brought pies from our local bakery. No revenge fantasies, just healing. Jack's secret became a bridge, teaching us family isn't always blood, it's choice. Forgiveness in the harsh western light. But shadows lingered. One file hinted at more. Jack's audio mentioned the incident that started it all. What incident? I dug deeper. Alone at night. As the weeks turned into months, our visits to Phoenix became routine, like the monsoons that swept through Arizona every summer, unpredictable at first, then essential. Lily started looking forward to them, packing little gifts, a drawing for Ethan.
Cookies for Maria.
He's kinda like a little brother, she'd say casually, though her eyes betrayed deeper emotions. Maria and I formed a tentative bond too, two women shaped by the same man's quiet kindness. We'd sit on her tiny balcony, watching the city lights flicker against the Superstition Mountains, sharing stories. Jack always said Tucson was his haven, she'd recall. You made it that way. But doubts crept in. Jack's files nagged. Why start helping Maria specifically? An audio clip mentioned repaying a debt from the past. What debt? I searched his old emails discreetly, using our shared account. Buried in archives, messages from 5 years back. Jack to a buddy, ran into someone from the old days at the hospital. Rough spot. Reminds me of that mess in Wyoming. Wyoming? Jack grew up there. Left young after his parents' divorce. Was Maria connected? I confronted it gently during a visit. Maria? How did Jack really find you? She hesitated, glancing at Ethan playing with Lily in the next room. It's not pretty. My ex, Ethan's dad, was Jack's old high school friend. Abusive. Skipped town owing money. Jack felt guilty, said he should have intervened back then. Pieces clicked. Jack's debt was survivor's guilt. His friend had been violent. Jack witnessed it once. Didn't report. When he saw Maria at the bruised, scared, it triggered him. He helped anonymously at first, then openly, but hid it from me fearing judgment. Legally, it checked out, no obligations, just voluntary aid. Arizona law allows gifting without strings. No tax issues on small amounts. But emotionally, it reframed Jack, not a liar for thrill, but a man haunted, trying to atone. I shared with Lily over ice cream at our favorite spot in Tucson. Dad was fixing an old wrong. She nodded thoughtfully. Makes sense. He always said do right by folks. Our talks deepened. She opened about her anger. I about mine. Therapy helped. A counselor in town specialized in grief, emphasizing communication. Secrets erode foundations, she said. Lesson learned. One scorching afternoon, we invited them to Tucson. Maria drove up in her beat-up sedan. Ethan gawked at our backyard saguaros. Lily showed him her room, posters of desert wildlife. Jack's old hat on the shelf. They built a fort from blankets, giggling like siblings. Maria and I grilled burgers, the smoke mingling with juniper scent. "This feels right," she said. Jack would have loved it. Tears pricked, I agreed. That night, as stars blanketed the sky, Lily and Ethan stargazed. "Dad pointed out constellations," Lily told him. "Like that one, Orion." Ethan beamed. "He showed me too." The bond grew. Holidays blended. Thanksgiving at ours. Tamales and pie. Christmas. Gifts exchanged. Ethan got Jack's old baseball glove, Lily a bracelet Maria made. No court battles, just organic family. But a twist came, scanning more files. I found Jack's will addendum. Notarized quietly. Small trust for Ethan, education fund. Legal and clear. He'd planned to tell me.
Notes showed.
But the accident stole that chance. I met with a lawyer in Tucson, everything above board. No impact on our inheritance. Your husband was thoughtful, he said. Healing wasn't linear. Lily had rough days. Slamming doors. Questioning Jack's love. Why us in the open? Them hidden. I'd hold her. Fear. Honey. But his heart was big enough for all. Maria faced scrutiny too. Neighbors whispered about the mystery man. She shrugged it off. Truth sets you free. Our story spread subtly. Friends offered support.
No judgment.
Western resilience. Face the storm. Emerge stronger. One evening, Lily asked to record memories. We sat with Maria and Ethan via video, gas prices high. Sharing Jack tales. Laughter mixed with tears. He'd hate us moping, I said. The lesson crystallized. Honesty builds trust, secrets. Even well-meant. Fracture. But forgiveness mends. As monsoon rains finally hit, washing the dust, I felt cleansed. Jack's ghost faded, replaced by living connections. Our family expanded, not by blood,
but choice.
In the vast American West, where horizons stretch endless, so does the capacity for second chances. Yet, a final revelation loomed. In Jack's last audio, Emily, if there's more, forgive me. The accident wasn't random. My blood chilled. What did that mean? The words echoed in my head like thunder over the Sonoran desert. The accident wasn't random. I'd found the clip buried in a subfolder. Jack's voice strained. Dated a week before his death. If something happens... No, I tried to make it right. Panic surged. Jack's crash, hydroplaning on a rare rainy night. Slamming into a guardrail on I-10. Ruled accidental by highway patrol.
But now?
Doubt seeded. Was it suicide? Foul play? Connected to Maria's ex? I kept it from Lily at first. She was thriving. Acing school. Even coaching Ethan in online math. No need to uproot that.
Instead, idag solo.
Contacted the Tucson PD quietly, the investigating officer remembered. No red flags. Wet roads. High speed. But Jack wasn't reckless. I reviewed his phone records from the cloud, calls to an unknown number days before. Traced it, a burner in Phoenix.
Maria?
I drove up unannounced. She looked worried when I asked. Jack called you often? She nodded. That week.
Yeah.
Said he was tying loose ends. About what?
She sighed.
My ex, Raul, resurfaced. Demanding money. Threatening. Jack confronted him. Paid him off to leave us alone.
My jaw dropped.
Why hide that? Didn't want you involved. Said it was his mess from Wyoming days. Raul was volatile. Jack feared escalation. The accident. Was Raul involved? Heart racing. I hired a PI in Phoenix, discreet. Cash paid. Western code. Handle your own. But no one to call cavalry. He dug. Raul had priors, assault. DUIs. Alibi for the crash night? Shaky. At a bar. Tire marks on the scene suggested another vehicle. Overlooked as skid. Possible hit and run? PD reopened quietly at my nudge. Evidence mounted. Witness recalled a dark SUV tailing Jack. Raoul's ride matched. Confrontation came swift. PD arrested Raoul, confessed under pressure, tailed Jack for more cash. Ran him off-road in rage. Manslaughter charge stuck. Arizona justice. Swift for violent crimes. No revenge for me, just closure. Maria broke down when I told her. Jack protected us till the end. We hugged, bonds solidified. Telling Lily was hard. We sat under our mesquite tree. Sunset painting the sky orange. Dad's death. It wasn't accident. Tears flowed. She raged at Raoul. Grieved anew. But therapy helped. He died a hero.
Mom.
We attended the trial together. Raoul got 15 years.
Noble.
Just justice. Lesson truth. Even painful. Liberates. Post-trial. Life bloomed. Lily and Ethan grew close summer visits. Camping in the canyons. Maria moved closer. To Mesa.
Easier drives.
We formed a blended unit. Picnics at Saguaro National Park. Holidays with both traditions, barbecue and pozole. I dated tentatively, a kind rancher neighbor, but Jack's memory lingered warmly. 1-year mark, we scattered extra ashes, kept some, at his favorite overlook. Lily spoke. Dad taught us family means showing up. No matter what. Ethan nodded. And forgiving. Maria added. Even ourselves. I smiled through tears. The West's vastness mirrored our growth, from secret shadows to open skies. No perfect ending. Grief ebbs.
Flows.
But humanity won, in choosing connection over division. We honored Jack. Light lesson. Life's too short for hidden burdens, share them. And strength multiplies. In the aftermath, our lives settled into a rhythm as steady as the Colorado River carving canyons, slow. Transformative. Lily flourished, channeling energy into art, her sketches of desert sunsets sold at local fairs. Ethan visited often, the two scheming like outlaws in old Western tales. Maria found stability, a better job at a Phoenix clinic. Health insurance finally. We supported each other. I helped with her resume. She babysat when I needed breaks. Reflecting on Jack, anger faded to understanding. His secrecy stemmed from fear. Wyoming roots taught him silence over vulnerability. But in hiding, he denied us agency. The lesson? Openness fosters resilience. Arizona's family laws reinforced it. Transparency in wills. Support. Jack's trust for Ethan was legal poetry, ensuring futures without strife. We created traditions, annual hikes to Jack's favorite spot in the Chiricahua Mountains, sharing stories. Remember when Dad built that epic sandcastle at Lake Powell?
Lily Delog.
Ethan. He taught me to skip rocks there. Maria shared quieter tales, Jack fixing her car. Reading to Ethan. No jealousy, just mosaic pieces forming a fuller picture. Challenges arose, Lily's teen rebellion. Ethan's asthma flares, but we faced them united. When Raoul's appeal failed, closure sealed. No vigilante justice, the system worked. A nod to American due process. Personally, I grew. Joined a widows group in Tucson, shared my story. Found solidarity. Secrets are chains, one said. I nodded. Breaking them freed me. Dated the rancher. Tom Slow.
Honest.
Told him everything up front. Impressive resilience, he said. Perhaps a new chapter. 2 years on. At a family barbecue, Lily raised a toast. To Dad for the mess that made us stronger. Laughter echoed.
Ethan.
Now 10 added. And to us for fixing it. Maria squeezed my hand. In the golden dusk, cacti silhouetted, I felt peace. Jack's legacy, not perfection, but humanity. The humane path, forgiveness, connection, yielded a richer life. Light lesson lingered in the American West's harsh beauty. Vulnerability isn't weakness, it's the wellspring of true bonds. We chose it
And thrived.